Hello, friend. I know you might have clicked on this video because maybe lately your friendships have been feeling weird. Maybe you feel ignored, maybe you feel drained, maybe you feel like people only remember you when they need something. And honestly, friendships are really confusing, especially when you are in school or growing up, because you meet so many people, and sometimes you genuinely don't know who is good for you and who is not. So before talking about dealing with fake friends, I think we first need to understand something important. Not every friend who hurts you is automatically fake. People make mistakes. People say dumb things. People disappoint us. That doesn't immediately make them bad people. But there is something that usually separates unhealthy friendships from normal friendships. So let's talk about it. First thing I want to talk about is who is actually a fake friend. Personally, I don't really like using the word fake friend that much because sometimes people are not fake, they're just not good for us. But what I realized is that unhealthy friendships usually happen in patterns, not moments. A normal friend can hurt you sometimes, misunderstand you, say something bad, realize it, improve, and move on. But unhealthy friendships repeat things. They repeat disrespect, they repeat emotional manipulation, they repeat jealousy, they repeat backbitching. They repeat making you feel small, even when you communicate, even when they know. And that's where you need to pay attention.
If I talk about my own experience, I've honestly not been the luckiest with friendships. I had friendships where people constantly talked behind my back, friendships where people were emotionally draining, and friendships where I never felt fully respected. And because I was younger, I normalized it. I thought, this is just how friendships work. I thought if I leave, I'll be alone. I thought maybe I'm expecting too much. But slowly, I realized something. Good friendships should not constantly make you question your worth. Good friendships should not make you feel exhausted all the time. Of course, friendships are not perfect, but they should feel safe overall. One thing that helped me realize this was changing the question I asked myself. Instead of asking, are these people fake? I started asking, are these people good friends? Are they loyal? Are they supportive? Do they respect me? Do I feel better after being with them or worse? And honestly, once I flipped the question, I got my answer. Because sometimes we avoid reality by using softer questions. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is how to deal with it. Personally, this part was difficult for me because I had a friend group too. And honestly, it wasn't all bad. We had moments together, we laughed, we spent time together. But at the same time, I always felt like something was wrong. It didn't feel supportive. There was jealousy, negativity, weird behavior, and I always felt like I had to adjust myself. Deep down, I knew it wasn't healthy, but I stayed. Why? Fear. I stayed because I thought if I left, I would end up alone. I stayed because I didn't have the courage. I stayed because I thought maybe things would improve. So instead of leaving, I started distancing myself. But eventually, something happened that made me realize this was too much, and I left that group with one of my friends. And honestly, that ended up being one of the best decisions I made. Not because I hated them, not because I wanted revenge, but because I finally chose peace. What I realized after leaving was that I had so much more energy. I stopped overthinking so much. I stopped constantly thinking whether people secretly disliked me. I started respecting myself more. And later I experienced better friendships and realized that friendship is not supposed to feel like surviving. So if you are dealing with people like this, first communicate if possible. Tell them how you feel. Sometimes people genuinely don't know. But if things keep repeating and repeating and repeating, distance yourself. You don't always need drama. You don't need revenge. Sometimes distance is enough. Another thing I really want to talk about is do not stay because of fear. This was my biggest mistake. I thought being alone would be worse than staying with people who drained me. But honestly, being alone for some time felt healthier. And eventually, I realized something really important. not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are lessons, some people are memories, and some people stay. And that's okay. Last thing I want to tell you is don't become scared of making friends after this. One bad friendship does not mean all people are bad. Replace unhealthy connections with healthier ones. Meet new people. Talk to people. Stay open. There are billions of people on this planet. Don't let one bad experience convince you nobody is good. So from this whole video, what I really want to tell you is this. Choose friendships that make you feel safe, respected, and peaceful. You should not constantly feel exhausted proving yourself. And if somebody is repeatedly hurting you, disrespecting you, or making you feel worse about yourself, you are allowed to walk away. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.